Nostos, the Song of Odysseus. The Aegean Sea churned like a pot of wrath, mirroring the tempest in Odysseus's heart. 10 years, 10 grueling years, Odysseus, king of Ithaca, had been tossed by the cruel whims of Poseidon, the sea god, ever since his cunning ploy helped win the Trojan War. Troy lay in smoldering ruins, a desolate monument to a victory that felt hollow. All Odysseus craved was the sight of his wife, Penelope, her honeyed hair, and their son Telemachus, now a man on the cusp of adulthood. Ithaca, a sliver of emerald against the sapphire sea, seemed eternally out of reach. Sirens with voices sweeter than honeyed wine lured his ship onto treacherous reefs. The monstrous Cyclops, Polyphemus, devoured his men, only to be outsmarted by Odysseus, who blinded the giant with a burning stake, an act that earned him Poseidon's unending fury. He spent a year entangled in the seductive web of the sorceress Circe, who turned his men into swine with a flick of her wrist. Finally, after escaping her island paradise, he faced the terrifying whirlpool Charybdis and the monstrous sea creature Scylla, navigating a perilous passage between them. Through it all, Odysseus clung to the memory of Penelope's unwavering love, a beacon that guided him through the darkest nights. But on the fabled island of Aeolia, he foolishly unleashed a tempestuous wind that blew him further off course. Despair gnawed at his crew. The once vibrant heroes were now a ragged bunch, their eyes hollow with longing for home. One stormy night, huddled around a sputtering fire, a new threat emerged. A young crew member, Eurylochus, fueled by fear and desperation, proposed mutiny. He challenged Odysseus's leadership, whispering of a prophesied storm that would swallow them whole. Odysseus, ever the strategist, quelled the dissent with a fiery speech. He reminded them of their past victories, the strength they found in unity, and the unwavering hope of seeing their loved ones again. His words, laced with the salt of the sea and the weight of experience, rekindled the embers of determination in their hearts. Days bled into weeks. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, and hope dwindled with every sunrise. One morning a sliver of land emerged from the mist. It was the island of the lotus eaters, a place where the very air smelled of forgetfulness. The fruit of the lotus tree held a seductive power. A single bite made you forget all desire to leave. Odysseus, wary, ordered his men to tie themselves to the ship's mast if they succumbed to the fruit's temptation. He himself tasted the sweet flesh, but the memory of Penelope's love, a shield against all enchantments, kept him anchored to his purpose. They finally reached the shores of Phaeacia, a land untouched by the god's wrath. Here the beautiful Nausicaa, daughter of King Alcinous, found Odysseus shipwrecked and clothed in seaweed. He, ever the charmer, spun tales of his adventures, captivating his audience with stories of the Trojan War, the Cyclops, and the seductive Circe. The Phaeacians, a people known for their seafaring prowess, were enthralled by his cunning and wit. Alcinous, touched by Odysseus's plight, offered him safe passage home. A magnificent ship, adorned with dancing nymphs carved into its hull, was built specifically for the journey. As Odysseus basked in the hospitality of Phaeacia, a bard named Demodocus sang of the fall of Troy, the very event that had stolen him from his home for so long. Tears streamed down Odysseus's face, a catharsis for years of pent-up emotions. Finally, the day arrived. Tears welled in his eyes as he saw the familiar silhouette of Ithaca rise from the sea. Yet a new challenge awaited. His home was overrun with arrogant suitors, vying for Penelope's hand in his throne, consuming his wealth like locusts. Disguised as a beggar by Athena, the goddess of wisdom, Odysseus landed on his own shores, unrecognized even by his loyal swineherd, Eumaeus. Telemachus, now a man hardened by the constant threat of the suitors, initially mistrusted the ragged stranger, but a flicker of recognition in his eyes betrayed him. Father and son, reunited after years of separation, shared a secret smile, a bond forged in hardship. Together they hatched a daring plan. Disguised as a beggar, Odysseus entered his own palace. Penelope, her beauty undimmed by time, remained aloof, weaving a tapestry by day and unraveling it by night, a poignant symbol of her unwavering hope for his return. He revealed himself only to his faithful nurse Euryclea, her wrinkled hand clutching his calloused one in silent recognition. The climax arrived during a grand,